afternoons. Tonight's call, hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. And for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jewkes, and I'm 24 years old out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And what I want to talk to you guys and what I want to show you guys tonight is a template. It's a platform. It's a framework, if you will, that I've built my entire career around since I was mentored by this industry's top 5 history earner who's made tens and multiple tens of millions of dollars in this industry. And I started to understand that systems are so unbelievably important. And the reason why systems are so important is, number one, they create leverage. And in order to become wealthy in any business at all in the world, you need to be able to create leverage of your time, but you also need to find a way to leverage money. And so what I want to show you guys tonight, and those of you guys that have been out here in the Arizona markets, you've had the opportunity to see this live training and in person, and you've been able to see the results from that. And so a lot of times, the reason why I wanted to host tonight's call and the reason why you guys should be on here right now is because a lot of times, and even if you understand this, teaching your team this is going to be so important in this industry and in this profession of network marketing. Most people don't do a whole lot. And the reality is they don't do a whole lot because they don't know what to do. And if you've ever been involved, and it may not be right now, but if you've ever been involved in this industry and you just didn't know what to do, type a 1 in the chat box. Just type a 1 in the chat box if you have been in a place where you're like, dude, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know where to go. I don't know what video to send. I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know how to follow up. I don't know how to close. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to do any of that. See, so we've got some people here, and I believe the biggest reason why most people don't see success in this industry, here's 2 things. Take this away, because if you know why most people don't do something, then you can start to realize and understand why they will start doing something if you can eliminate these. Number 1, why most people don't do something is because they have unrealistic expectations. They have unrealistic expectations. And so you can control that. You, being the person I'm talking to right now, you have the ability to decide how you present this opportunity, how you present this customer acquisition platform, how to present profit versus, potentiality and different things like that. And so that's the first thing, is how are you introducing the newest member to iMarkets Live? And most of the time, people get introduced with unrealistic expectations, and unrealistic expectations will lead to people being confused. Oh my gosh, how does Jason Sherman 500? They just sit in the room all day. Man, he's so good. Gosh, like, how is Matt? Like, man, Austin, like, he's traveling everywhere. Like, how is he making this kind of money? And they just ponder and wonder and live vicariously through people. That's the first thing. The second thing is they don't have structure. They don't have a structure, a template. They don't have a platform in which that they can go, you know what? This is where I'm at right now. This is where I need to take the next person. And so tonight, this afternoon, I'm going to give you guys the goal. I'm going to give you, there should be 0 question what to do after this call when it comes to how do I bring the newest member into iMarkets Live? How do I take a customer from on my list and on my piece of paper to in this business? That is my goal tonight, to go from A to Z. So I'm not going to go into a list training right now, but the list is absolutely important. How many people are on your list, how your list is categorized. And so I'm assuming if you're on this call right now, you have a list. If you do not have a physical, when I mean physical, I mean like a pen and a piece of paper written list of hundreds of people, that should be your first step. But assuming that you guys have that right there, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into this template and this training. Boo, boo, boo. Play. Come on. There we go. Cool. All right. So one of my friends made this. That's super cool. Thanks, Mr. Jamie. Appreciate you. Here it is. So this is what we're going to do. Because I can't see you guys because I'm sharing my screen, I'm assuming you guys can hear this, you can see this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right into it. What you wanna title your notes is customer acquisition pipeline. This is your customer acquisition pipeline. This pipeline training, guys, I'm telling you, if you put your phone down, if you turn off the TV, if you close your tabs on your computer and you hone in on this, this will be the structure in which you can build a multiple 7- and 8-figure business in this industry on, and you will teach this to tens of thousands of new people coming into your business. So give me these next 15 to 20 minutes of your undivided attention, because I promise you, my only goal is to help you gain clarity and to give you a system in which a pipeline that you can just simply plug as many people in and see as many results and help as many people as possible. So step number 1 after your list is how to have a proper conversation. This is a stage where your job is to be a connector. Your job is to get to know people. This is something that Brittany, and I use her as an example because she had never seen success in network marketing until iMarkets Live over the last really 60 to 90 days. She didn't know how to talk to people, didn't know how to invite people, didn't know how to get people to events or on Zooms or whatever. And so because of this training, she now understood that the goal isn't to invite people, the goal isn't to enroll people. The first goal, once you have a list, to take them from your list and to have a meaningful conversation. Write that down. And you guys should be drawing this in your notes the way this is. So step number 1 in this pipeline is the conversation. The goal of this conversation is to not be a surface level conversation. What is a surface level conversation? Surface level conversation. Perfect example. Hey Ryan, what's up? Chilling. Oh, cool, man. What are you doing tonight? Chilling. Awesome, bro. Well, you want to hang out later? Yeah, hit me up. Okay, cool, man. Talk to you. Click. That's surface level. Nothing got accomplished. Literally a waste of time. So what you want to do is take this conversation and you want to dive deeper. Now, the conversation, the goal of this conversation is, talk to your friends how you talk to your friends. So when they're on your list, if you text them. If you voice message, voice message. If you talk on the phone, talk on the phone. If you talk on Facebook Messenger or IG Messenger, perfect. If you talk on WhatsApp because they're international, that's awesome. So I'm not going to tell you how to talk to your friends. What I am going to tell you is there's a few key questions that you should be asking throughout this conversation to ensure that it's not a surface level conversation. Question number 1 that I ask, what are your 2018 goals? This now means I took a person from my list. I had a conversation. I called them, ring, ring. Hello. What's up, John? How you doing? Good, man. How's the weather over there in Florida? Bro, it's hot, man. It's hot over here in Arizona too. How's your mom? Oh, mom's good. Dog's still kicking. Awesome, bro. That's cool. What are you doing for work? Man, I'm still working at Subway. Okay, cool. How's that going? Is what it is. It's paying the bills. Dope, man. Like, what are your 2018 goals this year? That's how a conversation should start to sound. So ask people, what are your 2018 goals? Here's question number 2. If time or money was no issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Where would you go? What would you get? If time or money was no issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Where would you go? What would you get? Now, the reason why you're asking this question is because you're starting to expand people's minds. See, this is going to be a very, very, very powerful tool for you guys because it can truly start to open and expand people's minds. Most people never thought about, bro, if I didn't have any time or money issues, what would I actually do? I don't know. So I'm always focused on how much time or money I don't have. So conversation. Number 1, what are your 2018 goals? Number 2, if time or money is no issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you? Number 3, what area of life? Question I would ask. What area of your life are you looking for the most progress or increase in? And then I list the areas of life. Physical, meaning your health. Financial, meaning the health of your bank account. Spiritual. Physical, spiritual, mental. Start asking people what areas of life are they looking for increase in. Relationships, social, family. So if time or money was no issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? What are your 2018 goals? And then lastly, what area of life are you looking for the most increase in? Social, relationships, business, right? Or finances, physical, mental. What area of life are you looking for the most growth in? So start to ask people what area of life you're looking for. Here's the reason why. When you ask people these questions, you're going to sit back and listen. You should write that down. I will listen. I don't ask these questions with the intention to do anything other than to genuinely help the newest person. So you listen. If they respond with something like, man, I'm looking to make more money. Man, I'm looking for more cool friends. Man, I'm looking to travel the world. Man, I'm looking for an environment. Man, I'm looking for personal growth. Man, I'm looking for purpose. I'm looking for direction. I'm looking for guidance. I'm looking to get out of my job. Then guess what? iMarkets Live has a solution for that person. If they say, you know what? I'm looking to, lose 40 pounds. You can't swipe right on Swipe Trades or Swipe Coin and lose 40 pounds. Sorry, we don't have a product for you. You know what? It's not the right fit. And this is how I normally start this training when I do it in person. And I want you to write this down. This pipeline, this business, this opportunity, since the day you enrolled, isn't about you. Write that down. It's not about me. If you actually want to win, earn crazy money, speak on stages, inspire millions of people, have or do anything you want to be at that level, it cannot be about you. It just can't be. So when you're having these conversations, I'm spending more time on this point because this is, if you can master throwing alley-oops, having meaningful conversations, this pipeline will flow so fast for you. So start asking people these questions. One of two things is going to happen in this conversation. Either A, they're going to say that I need help in an area that you have a solution for, being A, i.e. iMarkets Live. Or B, you're going to find out that you don't have a solution for them at the time or moment. And you're like, man, I'm rooting for you. Let me know how your goal goes. I actually know a personal trainer over here in Arizona. I would love to maybe get you connected if it's, losing extra 40 pounds or, doing whatever it is. If some girls like, you know what, I'm looking for the man of my dreams. I'm like, you know what, I got some baller friends at iMarkets Live. What are you doing, Thursday night at 7:30, come to the event. So, you can get creative with the conversations leading to the next piece that I'm going to give you. But are we good? If you guys are good on the conversation side of things, throw something in the chat box, your favorite emoji, 777-111, something like, let me know that we're cool. Like we're good. Like that part, we're good to go on. So cool. All right. So conversation, perfect. This is the stage. Your job is to start connecting and having meaningful conversation. That's number one. Number two, your invitation. Once they allow you to realize how you can help them, that's the goal of the conversation. How can I help this person? Once that happens, then you say one phrase. Invite's so simple. If I, would you? If I, would you? If I, would you? If I, would you? This phrase has made, I have earned significant amounts of income through asking this question. Not only have I, but my mentor told me that every single person that he had enrolled in the last 37 years of network marketing, he asked this question when he invited them. He made tens and tens of millions of dollars because here's the thing that you have to understand. Thinking is the process of asking and answering questions. So if you want to earn more, you need to think more. If you want to think more, you need to ask better questions. So realize the questions you ask will unlock the answers you haven't yet looked for. So these people haven't been asked these kinds of questions, which is why I give you and equip you with questions to ask people. So if I, would you, the neurolinguistic programming side of why you say that is, if I gave you something, would you do something for me? Basically saying, I've already gave you something, now you owe me something. So if I sent you a video from my mentor who showed me how to make an extra $400 a month, $600 a month, would you be interested? If I introduce you to a positive, like-minded group of people, would you come on Thursday night at 7:30 to my friend's super dope apartment complex and chill in the Sky Lounge with us for about 45 minutes to learn about what I do part-time on the side? if I introduce you to the person I'm directly working with that introduced me to the Forex and cryptocurrency market, would you be free tomorrow night at 6 o'clock to hear their story and ask them questions on how they've been able to be so successful? If I would you, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's a Zoom call, whether it's a three-way phone call, or whether it's an opportunity event. Conversation leads to an invitation. Invitation is if I would you. The invitation then leads to what? A presentation. I just went over that. What stage do you want to give them a first exposure about hearing about IML? Like this says down here, this can be a formal presentation, a three-way phone call, a Zoom, a two-on-one, a meetup, whatever it may be. Super, 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 super easy. Conversation leads to an invitation. It flows directly into the presentation. Now the follow-up. After someone has been exposed to iMarkets Live, this is what you want to say. This is what you want to say. All you need to say in the follow-up. What did you like best? What did you like best? So no different than the invite. If I would you, the follow-up, what did you like best? Now here's the reason why you say that. It's not about you. It doesn't matter if you like Austin God sees Gucci flip-flops. Okay? It doesn't matter if you like the chairman money. If they say, what did you like best? You know what? I like Gustavo's story. You know what? I like that girl's relatability. You know what? I like Christian's or Ryan Morris's intro to trading video because it was super relatable and it was really close to career. You know what I like? I like the ability that I can trade, but I don't have to take my own trades. I could take company trades. Whatever they say they like best, that's what you want to hone in on. That's what you want to focus on. So if they say, you know what? I like the ability that I can keep my job. I can still be with my family, but I can also put some money in a brokerage account and I can utilize swipe trades in the harmonic scanner to start multiplying my money in the Forex and cryptocurrency market. I really like that. Cool. Stop talking about the IBO kit. Stop talking about going chairman. Stop talking about all these other things. Hone in on the harmonic scanner and success stories. Hone in on swipe trades and how many pips they were up that week. Hone in on what brokerage account are we going to find to help you go ahead and get started. So realize the follow-up is narrowing down the focus of what that person likes the most. And then you see that this is a process. You realize that, right? See this circle? You see all the other ones are straight lines. Conversation always leads to an invitation. Invitation always leads to a presentation. The follow-up leads to what? More presentations. The average in this industry, so this is a $200 billion industry of network marketing. $200 billion. $200 billion industry of network marketing. The second highest earning profession in the world outside of professional athletics. The average in this industry is 5 to 7 presentations and follow-ups before the next piece of the pipeline happens. So know this in advance that if you are looking at your list of people and you haven't had 5 to 7 presentations and follow-ups, it's more than likely your fault they haven't yet done the next part of the pipeline. Now, your goal of this isn't to create an enrollment. Like I said, this is a sorting process. Amateurs convince and persuade. Professionals sort. But when you sort, this is what I see a lot of people. Oh, some will, some won't next. Okay, you gave a half-assed conversation, which led to a crappy imitation of a presentation that you did yourself. A rule of the presentation is it can't be you. It's got to be somebody else. It's just third-party credibility, credibility triangle. You bring the trust, like, and respect. Someone else, whether it's a video, a three-way phone call, or an opportunity event, brings the credibility. You bring trust, like, and respect. They bring the credibility. That creates a decision that will be able to happen. So throughout this process of this follow-up, it's on you if you haven't allowed that person to see this enough and get informed enough and get their questions answered enough and to see multiple different avenues of how they can get involved in iMarkets Live enough to then move to the next point, which is decision. The decision. This is so key. If you could pick one area to focus on your daily routine, this is something I wrote on my notes because I want to make sure I was going to say it in here. And it's simply this. In order to raise your results, you need to raise your set point. Right here behind me, see this right here? This is a thermostat. in this room, in this conference room. There's a thermostat. It's set on 72 degrees. In order for that thermostat to go up or down, I have to change the set point of that thermostat. In order for your business to grow, you need to change the set points of the things that you do daily. It's a nugget right there. You need to change the set point of the daily actions that you are taking. A daily action that I would focus on is how many daily, weekly, and monthly decisions am I collecting? Not enrollments, decisions. Now, the goal with a decision is simply to help them make a decision. Is this the right fit for you, or is this not? Do you want to start trading with me, or do you not? Do you want to build a business together, or do you not? Love them anyways. It's not about you. It's about helping them make a decision of whether they want to partner with you and trade and build or just do trading or not. That's it. That's the goal. The worst is that most people just bring people to events. Oh, followed up once. They didn't text me back. Next. That's not how it works. That's rookie league. That's like low A. That's like scrub season. That's like you're never going to make it. And this is real. Like, you want the real deal, like actually how you make money in this? That's the reality. That's not how this thing works. You collect decisions. How many decisions can you collect? That's it. That's what you want to focus on. How many people are you going to go through and sort through till you find, hey, is this the right fit for you or not? So 2 things are going to happen in the decision phase. 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, they're going to say, Julian, I'm ready to get started. Send me your link. Let's get started as a customer. And can you walk me through the training? That's going to happen. I'm ready to get started. Boom, here it is. That's step number 1. That's one thing that can happen. The second thing that's going to happen is they say, hey, listen, Julian, I appreciate you for bringing me to 3 events, getting me on with Christopher Derrick, getting me on with Christian Jewkes, getting me on with Ryan Morris, getting me on with Cheyenne. I really appreciate all of that. That's great. But right now, iMarkets Live is not the right fit for me. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the money. I just don't have whatever. Cool. Perfect. Some questions I would ask when you get no's. Number 1, ask, awesome. I really, really appreciate that. Can you tell me why? Find out why. That's the first thing you're going to do. The second thing you're going to ask of them is you're going to say, listen, you're like, hey, is it cool if 90 days from now I can update you with my success in IML? Is that okay? Are you okay if 90 days from now I reach back out and I let you know about how I'm doing? They're going to say yes, of course. They wouldn't have gone through all those presentations to not want to hear if this thing actually works for you. Because half the time they just believe it's just not going to work. That's the reality. So when it starts to work 90 days from now, that's basically literally a free enrollment. They're going to ask for the link. They're going to sign up. They're going to crush it. It's going to be great. The reason why you ask the first question, though, here's the reason why you ask the first question. You ask why, because chances are you're going to be talking to friends that think like you do. That's why you're their friends. You're on the same vibrational frequency. You're going to present this to them. You're going to have conversations to them. You're going to have invitations to them. They're going to talk to the same people in the presentations. You're going to do the same follow-up. So in this pipeline, you want to make it as streamlined as possible. What's going to happen is you're going to collect, call it 10 decisions. And I guarantee you 7 or 8 out of those 10 are going to be for the same reason. I guarantee it. It's just, it always happens. So let's say that reason is money. What you want to do is then tailor your invitation and your presentation to overcome the skepticism of money. Guys, it's $195 to get started in IMO. Okay? It's not like a leg and an arm and like it's less, it's $200. Most people spend that at the freaking bar this weekend. You can spend that at happy hour. Like reality. Like you can spend that on a phone case. So $200. So if you're having money issues, you can in advance, before that's something that they say why they can't do this, you can overcome that and say, hey, listen, Christian, I've been having a lot of my friends say I don't have the money. Can you talk about how you didn't have the money before you got started? Can you talk about when you were 19 and you sold 2 pairs of Jordans, a pair of Dre Beat headphones, and got a loan from your mom and dad in order to get started in network marketing? And now look what that one decision has ripple effect 4 years later. So you can overcome that. Time. Find a 2-sport athlete. Find someone working a full-time job with a family doing IML on the side. Really? You think you're as busy as the mom with 4 little kids running around who's a school teacher who's doing X, Y, and Z? No, you're just lazy. Okay, so you can overcome that skepticism in advance. So that's decision. Lastly, or almost lastly, we have the enrollment. If they say yes, obviously you're gonna send them to the website, help them get started the right way. We have a checklist. I've sent it in the Facebook group numerous times this week. If you need the checklist of how to get started the right way, then shoot a message in the Facebook Messenger 1% Movement. Hey, Christian, I need this. I'll send it back in there. It's add to the Facebook page, add to the Facebook Messenger, shout out, brokerage account, plug them in, download these apps, IML Universe. I mean, it's literally, it's beautiful. It's a perfect checklist, exactly how to start the newest member the right way. You're going to get them all plugged into their products in the first 24 to 48 hours, no less than that. Here's the thing. When you're launching someone in this pipeline, do not collect an enrollment, enroll someone, and allow that person to not have their product set up in the next 24 hours. Why would you help someone? Why is someone going to go pay $217 but then not set up the products, not get a brokerage account, not start to get verified, not start taking swipe trades in a demo account, not know how to use the harmonic scanner or log into their back office or be plugged into the Facebook page or not be shouted out? Like, just don't do that. That's A, that's not fair to them, but B, that just shows that you don't know how to launch a newest person the right way so you can get people in. But the reality is how many of them are still going to be here 6 months from now, 12 months from now? Because the retention is what you want. That's the goal. So conversation, invitation, presentation, follow-up, collect that decision. That decision will eventually lead to some enrollments. And then as you see here, we have, the money sign, because that's what we all want. We all want to make more money. So that is that. As far as, let me escape this full screen real quick. Maybe. As far as any questions, do we have any questions at all? Okay, cool. So here we go with our pipeline. So your list, just so you guys understand how I do my list personally, this is what my list looks like. You guys can see the screen. So I have a list, okay? A piece of paper, notebook paper, and I'm check marking people through. So yeah, I had a great conversation, with Joe. Joe's conversation went great. I invited Joe. Joe hasn't yet watched the presentation. I sent him the YouTube video. Or he hasn't yet came to an event. The event's this Thursday. Today is, Wednesday, whatever it is. So I walk people all the way through the process. So I know every person on my list, where they're at. Yep, had a conversation. Yeah, made the invite if I was you. They watched a YouTube video. They went to the event, whatever it is. I followed up with them, but this process hasn't happened 5 to 7 times yet. I've not yet collected a decision. It's perfect. So that's the goal, is to get this thing as streamlined as absolutely possible in order for you to be able to gain clarity and know exactly what to do. And then the goal from there is, how many people a week are you putting through this pipeline? That's it. If you're not seeing the results you want, you just haven't yet put enough people through the front of this pipeline in order to go out there and see the result that you guys are looking for. So check the chat box now. Tactics work, 111, biggest obstacle. Perfect. Awesome. So cool. So it looks like that's it. That's what I really wanted to cover with you guys. I wanted to make sure that we have this pipeline, that we have this training. Guys, I'm telling you, this thing is so freaking powerful. A girl who came up, I got a question. Hold on. How long should it take to go through the pipeline? So here's a secret, Ryan Morris, with the question of the day, or whoever's on Ryan Morris's account, one of the two. Here's a huge tip. So glad that question was asked. Here's a massive tip of why I'm able to go out and enroll people so quickly. Like, I make a decision like, hey, we're going to put 5 new people in the business, 7 new people come into the business. Like, hey, we're going to put 10 new customers in the organization, 10 new people come in. And the reason why I've been blessed enough to enroll, 380 plus people have made the decision to get started in this industry with me is I'm able to condense time. Condensing time in this pipeline. The more you get used to using this method of thinking, this way to organize your business, the faster it's going to happen. And so I'm able to have a conversation with someone. During the conversation, if they say, you know what, man, I'm looking for a career switch. I'm looking to make some extra money this summer. I'm looking for X, Y, and Z, something that makes sense. I go, awesome, man. If I showed you how I'm able to go out and earn a few $1,000s a month part-time on the side, like, would you be interested in checking it out? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I've got a YouTube video explaining exactly how everything that I do in 20 minutes. If I sent you the video, could you watch that video in the next 30 minutes? It takes 20 minutes to watch. So if 30 minutes from now I shot you a text, would you say you've been through that? They would say yes. Boom, 30 minutes. So in a conversation, I already have the invite. They're watching a presentation. Within 30 minutes of that conversation, I'm following up with them in that text that they're expecting 30 minutes from now, already with another potential opportunity for them to come to a Tuesday event in Tempe, a Thursday event in Scottsdale. If they're on a Zoom call, then I've already, if they're not in Arizona or not wherever I'm going to be geographically, I'm already setting up a call. I'm already hitting my upline. I'm already hitting Chris Derrick. I'm already hitting Matt Sotero up saying, hey, listen, I've got someone watching the video right now. Tomorrow I'm going to need a follow-up. Are you free at 6 p.m.? They say, yes. Cool, perfect. I already know in 30 minutes from now, I'm getting them on another presentation with Mike Sotero, with Chris Derrick, with whoever it may be. So to answer your question, how long should it take to go through the entire pipeline? It all depends. Some people need 5 exposures, 3 exposures, 1 exposure, 2 exposures. But to collect a decision, it should take no more than 10 to 15 days to collect a decision. And the reason why I say 10 to 15 days is if you're bringing them to weekly events, maybe they need to come to 2 or 3. If they're going to a training or a monthly event, maybe they need to come to that to collect a decision. As far as utilizing technology, they should have at least 3+ exposures within 72 hours. And that's what I do. My goal, whenever I start a new conversation with someone and it leads to an invitation, my goal is to have 3 follow-ups and 3 presentations within the next 72 hours. And when I say presentations, they don't all have to be A to Z. They don't all, the first couple have to be, but from there, it could be hopping on a Monday motivation call. You guys realize you can use our trainings as follow-ups? You guys realize that you could be having prospects on this call right now, and when they get started, they already know this training. You guys know that you can be using these calls as follow-ups. Someone who's been to 3 or 4 events, hopped on 2 or 3 calls, watched 2 or 3 videos, they can be hopping on learning exactly how to build this business the right way. So, or how to go out and just get 2 and it's free the right way. They're still going to do the same thing. Make a list of 25 people, have a conversation, make the invite, show a couple of videos, bring them to an event, get them on the phone with their enroller, whatever it is. So how long should it take? No more than 10 to 15 days to collect a decision, but within 72 hours, you should have 3 follow-ups and 3 presentations if you want to condense time. So what I do is if you have a list of 500 people, chunk it off. Say, hey, 10 to 15 of these people I'm going to have conversations with in the next 5 days. And out of those conversations, 8 of them are going to lead to invitations. And out of those invitations, 5 of them are going to lead to presentations. And out of those follow-ups, 4 of them are going to hop on the next presentation. And out of those total of 15 people I talked to, 2 are going to get started. Congratulations, you're batting, 250, right? You're an average MLB player because you just got started. That's awesome. That's great. So hope that that answers that question. But the pipeline, the sooner you can collect the decision, the better. But don't rush people to collect the decision, right? Timing is very key in people's lives. So your goal isn't, like I said, it's not about you. So it's not about you getting enrollment in the next 72 hours or 10 to 15 days or whatever that may be. The goal is for you to help that person make a decision if partnering with iMarkets Live and with you is something they want to be a part of and something they want to do. So that's what I got for you guys. I'm super amped. We're 76 days away from Miami SOAR. It's going to be so freaking awesome. I mean, really, if you're not attending that event, I'm sorry in advance. That event, September 14th, Eventbrite. You can find it online. It's a $97 early bird ticket. Start looking at flights. Start looking at transportation. Hotels are going to be dropping in about a week to 2 weeks. Check your email. iMarkets Live is going to be sending an email. They've reserved 7 different hotels. 7 hotels and blocks for you to choose from. So you're going to be receiving a discount. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So feel free to go ahead, start making those plans, start making those preparations. And remember this, in order to raise your results, you need to raise your set point. In order to raise your set point, you need to raise your daily actions, your DBOs, your daily business operations, your DMO, your daily method of operations. What are you doing every single day? A lot of people ask, how do you build momentum? How do you grow more? How do you rank advance? How do you do all that? Daily, not once or twice or every other day or every 3 days or this weekend I'm going to go hard, trade, and build a business. No, every single day, add 1 or 2 things that are going to grow your business. What I would recommend is more conversations, more invitations, more presentations, more decisions being collected, and eventually you'll get more enrollments, which will raise your results. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Let me get this thing recorded and on YouTube. Hope everyone has an amazing rest of their day, and let's make the rest of your day great. Appreciate you guys.